Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the First Position Real Estate Live Show. Let me just close that. Get some little bit of glare. Today we have on Wade Scotland. He's a friend. He was a sponsor of the First Position Real Estate Rookie Real Estate Investment Workshop, and he's got one of the biggest wholesale companies in all of Canada. So super excited to have him on today. I'll get him invited here, and then we can get some things started. Wade. Right, he's got him invited there. Geez, look at that fade. Still tight. Okay. There he is. There he is. What's going on, big dog?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I've been looking forward to this all day, ready to go. Super, super jazzed up. Again, we could just probably chat ourselves for the next hour and a half, but we should probably respect everybody else watching, eh?
Absolutely, absolutely. How's
Good stuff.
things?
Things are good, man. Came off a great weekend, a successful rookie real estate investment workshop where you were a sponsor. So that was amazing there. Before we get started, why don't we give everyone a 30-second high level overview? Who are you, Wade? What's going on there?
Up wholesaling about 24 months ago.
Yeah.
Just having a successful time, learning something new every single day, building up this network, and literally just, any investor possible is just learning something new every single day. So I think that's the biggest value I'm getting every single day
Good
is
stuff.
that. So,
Good stuff.
yeah,
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're learning every day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm learning from you every single day with the things you're doing. Again, we'll touch on some stuff today. But if it's cool
for
with you,
sure.
got three questions ready to fire when you're ready.
Let's go.
Awesome, man. First question we have here. So, what is a wholesaler and how can real estate investors benefit from using a wholesaler?
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of the times when you're getting into real estate investing, not a lot of people are full time, right? So
Yeah.
they're balancing a 9 to 5 or they're on shift work or something like that. Where a wholesaler, all we're doing is digging for deals 24/7, right? So it's putting boots on the ground and giving the opportunity for the investor to have the deals sent to them directly. So they can, on their lunch break, they could be looking at deals and still doing their job and getting that income ready for the next mortgage. So
That's amazing. Yeah, and
yeah,
just to kind of build off that, so obviously we had the workshop this weekend. We had a guest
yeah,
there, and we played your video for them. Came up to
yeah.
me after, and he's like, "Are you kidding me? There's people out there who will look for deals for me, and all I have to do is pay them to do that." And for me and you, obviously we know, but for him, he's like, his mind was literally blown. So, would you mind sharing maybe an experience that you had with? I know I'm a little off script. An experience you had with an investor where you found them a deal and it actually worked out for them?
I mean, there's been many, but I mean, my last recent one was in Wasaga, and he's actually a dual citizen, so he's American and Canadian. He
Okay.
barely he barely even comes to Canada at this point, just to visit his family every 2 weeks, and he's got a full time job in Kansas. So literally, we found this deal for him. He loved it. We found the financing for him even, and literally, we're getting my contractor and my realtor in there to sell the place. So he's literally out in the States right now, and he's literally just got the financing done, and he's ready to go, and he's doing an investment. And he hasn't even looked at it face to face. So it's brilliant.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, listen, I think I pride myself on being a long distance investor, but that guy's taking it to the next level. But all thanks to you. All thanks to you, though.
Yeah, man. Like it was good synergy there. Like he just trusted us. He knew that it was a great deal. We got it for a great price. And he just knew that, he had to take that deal. So he got it done. I'm really proud that he got it done. So
Good stuff. Now, just before we move on to the second question, we got wholesalers and we have realtors. Are they the same or are there any differences between them?
they do have similar qualities for sure. But at the end of the day, I would say we're more investor focused in the sense of, you know, I'm calling you. I'm trying to figure out, what you want, right? And where a realtor, they're bringing the highlights to the property most of the time, and I'm kind of looking for, you're gonna have to spend 10K to fix this. You're gonna have to do this. So I'm looking for more of the preventatives and to bring the value up on any property that you're looking for there. So like I said, I find it very similar, but at the same time, realtors are great marketers on the back end as well on a transaction. Like we use them on pretty much every transaction that we do. So we work hand in hand.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I think for some reason there was always this like wholesalers versus realtors, and they were going at it for some reason. But for those of us who understand the game, like they're both integral parts of a holistic investment approach. Wholesaler, you're looking for those distressed, whether it's personal property or market distressed properties. You're taking the time as the investor to add value, fix it up, and then on the back end, you use the realtor to make sure you're getting the most money, most marketing exposure possible, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, we work hand in hand. Like I said, I couldn't do my job really without a realtor, and vice versa. Because at the end of the day, there's some properties that they can't market on realtor.
Yeah,
So it's just it's business both ways at the end of the day. So I just
love
love
it.
it.
I
Yeah,
love it, man. It's,
they're part of the
awesome.
power team. They're part of the
Perfect.
power
And
team.
the way you explain it, and the way you continue to explain where you are in the investment cycle is perfect there. So I love that. Let me jump to the second question I have for you. So let's talk about marketing because your market is chef's kiss. What are
Yeah.
two or maybe three things that you could say to help improve someone's marketing efforts, whether they're a beginner realtor looking for off-market deals or maybe a more seasoned wholesaler also looking to expand their marketing efforts?
Basically, it's about building the exit strategy for the investor. You need to literally, they should be able to read it like a book, where they're looking at the comps of each property, which is pretty self explanatory. My property is better than your property, essentially. But at the end of the day, you should have something in your packages where literally they could close their eyes and like picture how they're going to do that house going forward, right? So like if you're just saying, great property, cheap, right? At the end of the day, they're not going to know what to do with that property. So if you're building a marketing package, the next steps are so important. Like this is a hotel great deal. Like or you could flip, but I think you could do a hotel and still make the profits that you need to get out of this deal. So like it's really building it out in the next steps, even though you don't really have to, but that's where you take it to the next level and you show the investor that you care and you're ready to build their portfolio with them.
100%. And I've seen deals that you've put out and deals that you've worked on, and you definitely do take that extra step because I'm sure we've seen time and time again. We get an investor or wholesaler, like they get like only four pictures of the whole property. They put it on like a Word document. The pictures aren't even to scale, and they said, "Hey, undervalued property spread 400K," and everyone's like, "What? Like, what does that mean? What do I do with that?" But without that extra, like no comps, no plan, no renovation idea, like what as an investor, what do I do with this? Like I don't even know. I don't know if this is a good deal. So I feel like that's excellent that you're putting that extra effort into that to really bridge the gap for that investor. I never even thought of it like that, but that's pretty cool.
And I feel like my packages are almost reverse in the sense of like my pictures, if you go through my packages, is literally pointing out what you got to do to this house, right? When you click on, see more pictures or whatever, then you'll see some of the good qualities of the property and everything like that. But I'm pointing it out right there and then, like, budget for this, budget for that, so that they know right then and there. And then, of course, the video comes into play when you can walk through and you can see the flow of the house as well.
Excellent. So why don't we touch on that for a second again? Because I think we both have a flair for the long distance. How do
Mhm.
pictures and videos play into a strong marketing package?
Realistically, with the video, it gives the flow of the house. It gives the investor, hey, like, is this a load bearing wall or is this something I could take out very quickly and open up the floor plan. And the pictures are just snapshots. Like for me, when I'm looking through it as an investor would, right? So at the end of the day, I'm looking for, hey, like, why is there a crack in this foundation? Is this something that we could seal or is this something we're going to have to dig out?
Yeah.
Right. So it's just those simple things that could change a whole deal, right? If you're digging it out, now you're looking into five-figure problems, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's just really protecting your investors, whoever's involved with you, and just trying to get the best deals at the end of the day.
100%. And I think you keep going back to it as I've never once heard you say, you know, I'm in this to do money. I'm in this for the wholesale fee. We understand there's a fee, but everything you're saying is, man, I'm getting these investors prepared. I'm working, I'm finding deals for the investors. I'm adding value to these investors. And not a lot of people, especially in the wholesale space, go about it like that. But I, you know, we've just been on this live and I've known you. That's all you care about is how much value you can add for the investors there.
Real estate is a team sport. So if you think that you're going to be, playing by yourself, you're very, very lost. You need to have, every player in the game. You need your mortgage broker, your real estate agents, your wholesalers. You need your veterans, everything coming off the
Good.
bench. So I mean,
Amazing.
at the end of the day, this is a team sport. You stick to what you know, and you really specialize in what you need to do. My coaches, Corey and Mark, they've definitely helped me out with that. And literally, you just hone in on that, and you become way more valuable when you niche up a little bit. So I really love the wholesaling.
I love it. Now, I was going to bring this up at the end, but I think this is a good time. I know you offer some marketing assistance for investors. Did you want to touch on that quickly while we have a sec?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're helping out investors as much as we can, right? So if we're looking at, potentially territorial or anything like that, we could definitely look in that for them. But I would just say DM me with details or anything like that regarding the marketing programs, because right now we're serving deals on platters for people. Like most of the time, they're not even coming out to our mailing lists. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. I love it, man. Oh, man, I get fired up when we talk. Like, oh, I love this. This is great. Let me jump to my last question here. So let me give you kind of a scenario here. So you get a lead, you've been calling, you've been door knocking, you get a lead and you don't want to lose it. What are a couple rules of thumb that you use to have that deal to get that deal from a lead to a signed contract with the seller?
Just expanding right now my team, right? So I've been training quite a bit, and I have my intake people here right now, and I tell them basically we have three different buckets, right? We have the yes bucket, which that makes us money, right? We have the no bucket that saves us time, and then we have the maybes that are the wasters, right? So
Mhm.
uh, as long as they're calling constantly, following up, and making sure that they get it into one of the yes or no buckets, that's what we do. We stay on top of those leads, because at the end of the day, when they were sent in to us, someone asked us for a service. And
Yeah,
if I'm not getting a hold of you and I'm not providing that to you, it's my dignity and due diligence to go and get that service to you. So at the end of the day, some voicemails will sound like, "Hey, it's Wade from Canadian Choice House Buyer. Hey, if you want to send me a text message saying, no, not interested, I'm ready for it. But until I get a hold of you, I am going to call you because I'm ready to do business." So
that's
it's
good.
just, you got to take care of it and nurture it, because at the end of the day, those investors need those deals.
100%, 100%. So let's say now you're sitting down with the seller, like, they've done the intake, you've called, they said, yes, come take a look. Boom, you're at the house, you're taking a look. Give me two things you're saying at the table to help take it from hey, this is my house to signing on that dotted line.
Sitting at the table, I already have it in my head. I already have a range of my upper echelon and my lower echelon, right?
There you go.
Okay. And then once that's, determined, then I ask them, I say, "Hey, I know in our initial call, you said you wanted to buy this house for X, Y, and Z. This is where I'm sitting. Is that something that we could do?" And then we sit there and we kind of grind it out a little bit, and we figure out a different way, right? Like at the end of the day, if I have to drop somebody 30, 40 grand of what their expectations are, maybe, a moving company shows up, maybe a bin shows up, something might come up, or a lawyer fee might get paid or something, so that it helps out everybody, because at the end of the day, we're trying to get the triple threat, right? We're getting the win-win-win, right, in every
Yeah.
deal. So we'll figure it out, but at the end of the day, the price is only one measure, right? There's the conditions. Some people need to sell their house in 7 days. Some people want to sell it a year from now and rent it back,
Yeah.
right? Not a lot of options when you bring it to the market that way. Usually it's just a strict buy and sell, right? So
Gotcha.
we're there to provide many different strategies and solutions for sure.
Well, that's amazing. And, I think you touched on some great things there. Like one, like going and being prepared, like you kind of know where you are and you do it reverse. Like a lot of people, I guess, would kind of go in, they'd, walk around the house, let the seller show them and say, okay, seller, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, let's get down to business. And let's say you've taken whatever, you've driven out there, you've taken the 2 hours to walk through, you sit down, you can only go as high as 300. They don't want to go any lower than 400. You're like, wow, we just wasted both our times for the day. So I love that you kind of flip it on its head and get that understanding with the seller first before you invest more time and effort into really diving into that property.
The way I pitch it to a lot of the sellers is I'm trying to make this house livable for the next young family to come in and raise their family. So if I'm walking through house or room to room, I'm literally asking the seller, hey, if you had all the money and the time in the world, what would you be doing from ceiling to floor? Right? And of course,
Yeah.
they're going to tell me at that point in time the amount of work that's going to be needed and taken care of, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll flick in a few professional opinions, but at the end of the day, people know what needs to be done in their house. So the time we get through the house, they've almost talked themselves down to where I need to be anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like this margin instead of where we started, right? So
Okay.
now we're just talking a little bit, and like I said, we can sweeten the deal some other ways: time extensions, window closings for flexibility, anything like that, just to get the deal competitive and get it done.
Nice. Wow. And here I'm thinking you just go in and say, hey, do you want 300? Yes or no? No, there's so much more. You're diving in. That's why he's a professional. That's why he's got the best biz in all of Look at him. There you go. Guy's doing some crazy stuff. So that's amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. I knew what you did and like I understand wholesaling, but the little
Mhm.
professional intricacies that you put in on like the buy side, the investor side, and as well as like actually presenting that deal, amazing. It's really flawless. But that's all I got for you. Before we wrap up, Wade, any questions for me before we kind of wrap it up today?
Yeah, tell me how amazing this workshop went yesterday.
Oh man, it was crazy. So yeah, we had the Rookie Real Estate Investment Workshop on the 25th. It was amazing. We had nearly 48 people come out. It was great, and we were hands-on. We were clapping, we were cheering. We were going through property analysis, market analysis, big Q&A. We had guest speakers like yourself. We had Ashton. We had Gary. The food was tight. I had a couple extra donuts at the end, but I took care of that. So. But man, it was great. Lots of great networking. Not even like for me, obviously I got to meet a lot of people, but there's people from different cities. Like I thought it was going to be all local. No, we had people all over. They're networking. They're chatting. Where do you invest? So I want to invest there. Oh, do you know about wholesaling? Everyone's picking up your brochures. I got people reading it like this at the back. I'm like, oh my goodness, look at this guy. I love it. So amazing event. I can't wait for the next one. I'm turned up for the next one.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. You just let me know. Give me some time so I can book it off in the calendar, and I should be there ready to go. So
There you go. I love it. I love it there. Where can people find out more about you? If they want to find you personally, if they want to find Canadian Choice House Buyer, where can they go?
I mean, we got the website, CanadianChoiceHouseBuyer.ca. We got my Instagram, The Real Mr. Scotland. And then I'm on Facebook at Wade Scotland there. And at the end of the day, business and pleasure to me are all intertwined because I live this as a lifestyle, baby. This is not work, right? So,
I love it. I love it.
so I live and breathe it. So they're intertwined. And of course, with the mortgage business, with the Finley Group and everything like that, at the end of the day,
That's
just
perfect. That's perfect.
real estate, baby.
Good stuff. So I'll make sure I tag you in this post. Like when it goes out, I'll make sure I have you in that as well. Guys, please, please, please reach out to him. If you're trying to talk money, trying to talk wholesaling, trying to talk deals, Wade is your guy. But other than that, Wade, any last thoughts before we wrap it up?
Hey, you brother. Thank you so
Oh,
much. Eh?
Oh, I appreciate that. Well, Wade, thank you so much for joining me. Again, it's Isaiah Henry, First Position Real Estate. I help government employees build wealth, retire early with real estate. We had on Wade Scotland today. Crushed it from the wholesaling perspective. And make sure you give him a follow when you're done here. Wade, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one, brother. See you, bud.